Welcome to today's stream. This is our Saturday stream. We are going to be playing A Link to the Past from the Dark World. We will continue today to conquer the rest of the dungeons in A Link to the Past. We stopped on Tuesday and Thursday for after we did the light world, and yeah, today we are going to stream some of the dungeons in the dark world. I don't think we will beat the game today, but we will continue this into next week. I want to stream more frequently, but getting a good time slot in is really hard. So yeah. Good. We are ready to start. Live stream's looking good. Everything is fine. We can just start this endeavor. Let's put this away and get right into our game of the hour. Yes, A Link to the Past. We will continue this game from where we left off. We basically defeated Aghanim and entered the light world, entered the dark world. He basically sent us there, so we are now tasked with freeing all of the sages and returning Hyrule to normal. So let's continue. As you can see, we are at the top of the pyramid in the dark world. This is where we start probably next time too. Yeah. I don't have a ton to say. We will just make it a chill experience. Go into it. I know you can get a ferry from here, but probably won't matter. Nope. Come on. Yeah, we have a ton of new enemy types in the Dark World, but the Dark World is also pretty shut up from the rest of the game. For now, at least. So we don't have many places to go. The only thing is we can go to the first dungeon. And we will do that. We will do the dungeons in chronological order. You can do some of the dungeons in a different order if you want to. But yeah. That's our plan for today. We will do at least the first two dungeons. I hope we can do more. But yeah, the first two dungeons should be able to be finished. And then we will continue. The third dungeon I'm a little bit iffy on, because the third dungeon is where the difficulty spikes a little bit. At least for where we are at the moment. Let's find the right path here. It's been a while. It's been a while since I last did this. This is always the... I think it's one of the worst parts of the game. The first Dark World dungeon is not really that great, in my opinion. But we will see. This is where I mostly on casual playthroughs drop the game, because it loses my interest a little bit. My interest is easily lost, for sure. Like, if a game isn't exciting, Yeah, we will give him 10 rupees to follow us. We have a monkey now, after we exit the maze. And he will basically follow us here. You need 100 rupees to enter this dungeon. So as I was saying, it's usually where I fall off a little bit. Because a game needs to keep my interest for it to not suck. And every time I feel like I want to play something else, I tend to switch games because I don't have as much time to play games. And I don't want to spend time playing a bad game just because. Or a game that doesn't hold my interest. Here we go. Wait a second. Yeah. I forgot something. We also don't have the magic powder yet. We will get that next time we enter the light world. But yeah. With the range attacks from the sword, it's extremely easy to hit some of these enemies. These ones I haven't really figured out that much. I know you can hit them like this because they turn away, but the last one I haven't really figured out how to do properly. You need to do something like this and take the hit. I always tend to take the hit because I can't figure out how to do them. And there's like only, I think, 2 of them in the dungeon or so. Like there's not that many, so taking the hit isn't that much of an issue. Let's kill this jellyfish. And yeah, this is an area you need to go to. If you miss it, you are basically screwed. You need to go back all the way throughout the dungeon and get back to here, so it's good. It's a good thing we went here first. There's a dungeon map. Also, what is it I want? Here we go. We want the bombs to blow up both of these sides. I think on the left is a item. It's a key. Yes. And on the right we have a fairy fountain, which we don't really need because we still have fairies left. And we will make our way towards... We need to go back now, basically. Towards the beginning of the dungeon. Which we can easily do. The dungeons become longer and more difficult. I think the last dungeon will take us some time. The last 2 dungeons, I have to say. I always underestimate the real last dungeon in terms of length. I think to the left there's nothing, but I double check. Let's double check first. I hope the audio works, but it should. Wasn't there also a key here? Something? Yeah, okay. So it's pretty important. I absolutely love this game. It's one of my favorites. There's really nothing here. Okay. So yeah, it's the first Zelda game that actually has, you know, good design, good and well-designed dungeons. The others are a little bit lacking in that regard, in my opinion. Let's go. We can't hurt these turtles, so we just run past them. And are back here. So yeah, we will definitely make some mistakes here and there, because I'm not a speedrunner. Although I considered becoming one at one point. But yeah, it never really happened, so we're not going to speedrun this game. We're just going to take our sweet time. And I think up here is another key, right? No, it's a big key. Yeah. You have to do that to get the big key in this dungeon. Let's go over here. So yeah, so far the dungeon is pretty straightforward. There's not much to discuss with this dungeon. It's pretty straightforward. You basically have to go through all of these hoops to get everything in this dungeon. Another key. What? That's more like it. And I think we need to go up first. Because the floor is collapsing here. And go into this one. Let's equip the lamp. At one point I want to improve stream quality. Just a second, I need to stop the stream on this window. Because I can't really check the stream live that much because it killed my stream on my other monitor. So yeah. We just have to be faithful that everything works out. I also think about doing a little bit more content. I'm always thinking of doing more content, but I never really do that. I just love streaming games. I just love having people watch me play some games and interacting with people. Although, wait a second, where were we? I love having people around and playing games, which will get better once we get a little bit of a community together around these streams. But yeah, I just love the feeling of streaming games, talking while I do them, and I just generally love the feeling of streaming. Like, we don't have many people here. Good that you joined for A Link to the Past. Yeah, streaming has been good. Problem is we don't have many people watching, sadly, but it's okay. I think it will grow over time, at least. I'm also thinking about doing a little bit of more short-term content, like videos and stuff, but I'm also too lazy to cut together my highlight videos, so let's see, we'll see how how that goes. I've had a few people watching, other than you, but mostly on Twitch. No one has really interacted with me so far. So, yeah, it's a little bit of a bummer, but I'm doing what I love doing, so it's not really that jarring for me. Also, I've had like, at least one stream of mine had like 15 views or something. I think some people watch the VODs, but I also need to get better about cutting together highlight videos because I haven't really done that. I'm still sitting on my Zelda 1 highlight video and have started editing it, but it's a real drag. I think editing together highlight videos might draw in more people. Because people enjoy watching the content without the streams attached most of the time. It's where I discovered most of my streamers that I follow. But it's good you joined, at least for today. We are in the first Dark World dungeon in A Link to the Past. It's just my own laziness fighting against me. Like, when I'm not working, I'm extremely lazy. I just need to spend some time working on this a little bit. It's really hard having a 8-hour workday and basically, yeah, having a 8-hour workday and basically stream after that and cut the videos. I actually now understand how people feel, how bigger streamers have actually employees for that, because cutting actually sucks. That's something I don't really enjoy. Also, I haven't really done much video editing, so I don't have really a workflow going for that. So yeah. But yeah, we're making slow progress on A Link to the Past. Let's go. Oh yeah, I'm really looking forward to your Souls video. It's going to be so good. I also thought about doing more Souls content, but I'm not really sure how much people would watch it, to be honest. Probably some of the newer stuff, like Elden Ring or something, would draw viewers. But yeah, most of the games that I see streamed on Twitch are basically newer games, and the biggest games are currently Minecraft. So yeah, that's not really content I want to do. I don't want to play Minecraft for that long. I still think once we get into the newer games, I think it will draw a little bit more viewers, and especially if we play Tears of the Kingdom when it comes out, it will probably draw more viewers. Especially since we're basically playing it on launch. So The video is definitely going to be good from what I've seen. Like, I've only seen short clips, but it seems like a really, really good video. Also, I haven't really watched Sekiro lore videos because I don't think Sekiro has that much lore. Did people actually make Sekiro lore videos? Because... oh, come on. We need to beat the boss. But we still have 2 fairies, so we should be fine. Yeah, I get that. Some of the bosses have really little lore relevance. Like... and they're just there for nothing. Which one was it? Come on. Yeah, I get that. Sekiro... okay, I did run into those turtles. Sekiro seems more like the story is told directly to you more than Souls. Also, I love watching Souls videos. I really loved watching Souls lore videos. I've seen that Artorias video. I think it's called Prepare to Cry Artorias. I've seen that video for 50 times or so. That video is excellent. Come on. We can do this. But yeah, it doesn't really seem like there's so many Souls streamers these days. Only when new games come out, but the old games really don't get covered as much as I find. Come on. Here we go. First dungeon down. Yeah, those videos are excellent. Generally, lore videos of Souls is like everything. I love Souls lore. I also want to replay the Souls games at one point, but I'm not ready. Currently, I'm on Demon Souls, so... so that is a journey. I don't know how you do it, finishing that game in 5 hours. It's crazy to me. You probably run past everything, but yeah. Yes. 3 hours, 45 minutes. Okay, if you run past everything, that's something. That's probably happening. I can see that happening. Like, the areas usually are pretty short. They seem to be pretty short if you just manage to not die as much as I do. Here we go. This is the first Dark World dungeon down. We're going back out of the labyrinth for the next one. I think we should do the first... oh, come on. I usually do the first 5 dungeons before I start doing anything else in A Link to the Past. Side content and stuff. because the 5th dungeon item is important to me. I get that. Bosses can... I think the first 3 I fought were pretty easy in Demon Souls. I can't really speak to the rest of them though. Like... the areas seem pretty hard though. Like... let's go back to the pyramid ones. And actually start paying attention. Oh, oh, my first game over. Good. I didn't have a fairy. Yeah, the areas seem pretty hard to me. I'm not sure. I think the 5th one angered me so far. I've not really gotten that far, but some of the... Also, what I find weird with that game is how much my weapon bounces on walls compared to other Souls games. There's definitely spots where I can't really use my greatsword that much. Let's go catch some fairies. Like, I've started switching to greatsword, and I have to make sure I have space to attack, actually, instead of being able to attack constantly with a longsword. So yeah, heavy attack is vertical, but I've already also have had times where it then bounces off the ceiling. So in extremely tight areas, you just can't use a greatsword. Whereas with the longsword, you have a stab attack that's basically always usable. So for now, I'm keeping both of them, both of the weapons. Can pick these up, right? Also, yeah, I shouldn't have gone into the 5th world first. Right after the 2nd one. Right after the 2nd one, I basically went into the 5th one instead of the 3rd one. And then the game started angering me, so I then tried out the other worlds. Yeah. I did. That one was difficult. I really didn't like it. Maybe it will get better. Yeah. Forgot that we need to go back to the light world to activate this palace. Also, I basically went into every world in that game. It doesn't get better. Oh my god. I also went into World 4, and from the looks of it, it's my favorite, but the dodge roll spamming skeletons are a real problem. So yeah, after that I checked out which world is first. I really didn't know which one was next after World 2. Like, World 2 seemed to be obvious, but after that, it was basically check out every world, and then I was confused which one was the real one. For everyone who isn't into Souls, I'm playing Demon Souls right now. I think I got the skeletons in World 4 down pretty much right now, because I just kept farming them for souls for a while. Because I needed to get my Claymore up to level 5 or so. I think they are pretty easy when you have a good weapon. Wasn't there something else? Let's not try not to take too much damage. Okay, going directly from 1-1 into 4-1 is wild to me. That seems like a huge difficulty spike. Also, there's like skeletons everywhere and these weird bow skeletons everywhere. No, I'm really not playing well. But yeah, I've always had trouble with archers in Souls games. So that might be an issue that I have. I mean, if you run past everything, it's probably a lot easier. Because I've actually been trying to engage with everything and kill every mob that they throw at me. So let's go. Come on. Yeah, I still need to get patches to buy grass from him. Okay. I need to check out World 4 a little more, but I want to finish World 3 for now. That one is pretty rough. I've been trying to do that all day. So yeah, I think the game is really good if you get an area down. Like, it starts to get really enjoyable. Like, I've also had trouble with the first world and the second world when I started. But then I actually started getting the timing down and everything, and then it started becoming enjoyable. So it feels more like a Souls game than Sekiro did. And it feels a lot like Dark Souls 1. I think I've already mentioned that. Some of the enemy designs, I think some of the enemy designs are actually cooler than Dark Souls 1, to be honest. Don't think there's anything here, right? Wait a second. I need to go up there. Yeah, it's the first Souls game, but I find that for example, I like the skeletons more. I don't know how much is the remake. But I think the skeleton design is pretty cool. Like with the light up of the blue eyes and stuff. I like that more than Dark Souls 1 skeletons. But I don't really know how much of that is the remake, so... Like, the remake is obviously going to make everything look a little bit prettier. But some of the enemy designs seem really, really creative. And the enemy movesets. Dark Souls 1 feels a little bit more grounded in grittiness to me. Also, the area designs are pretty off the chart, I have to say, for a Souls game. Like, the way it's structured, it makes it a little bit... They can go all out on the area design with how different everything is. Instead of where in Dark Souls 1 they needed to basically make this seemingly seamlessly integrated world. And the area designs are really, really cool, actually. I don't even know what to expect for 3-2. Really. But I already know that I love the Love World 4 from its design, from what I've seen. Like, I love huge islands or, you know, stuff like that that are completely covered in lightning and stuff. Seems like really cool from what I've seen so far. I haven't really come that far. I've basically just gone up the stairs and found the boss that is now a normal enemy. Like the first boss. What was he called again? But now he doesn't have a boss health bar. Let's just go back a bit. I think I need to lower. Just focusing on the game a little bit, because I need to. I think I need to lower the red ones. Like this. Let's go through here. I'm still looking forward to some of these areas. I just need to overcome the challenges of the areas. But yeah, a lot of these areas look really, really good. Except the fifth one. I don't like that as much visually. It seems like a worse Blighttown for me. So far, at least. I mean, it's done the Blighttown thing first. So basically, Blighttown is a better version of this area. We have the master key. Yes. I think Dungeon 2 goes pretty swimmingly so far. It seems like a disgusting, awful place. I hate it already. Like, from what I've played like... I've tried to get through it. but there's so many enemies. It just, you keep getting swamped by all of these enemies. And then you fall and die and stuff like that. So yeah, a lot of death happened in World 5 for me so far. I think that's probably the last area I'm going to be looking at. But I really want to get into them sequentially. Mostly as was intended by the designers. Because I really like the game so far. Demon's Souls is a good game. I definitely need to look up after that how the original was. I'm not sure I'll be buying the original anytime soon. Sad as it is. But yeah, I'd rather move on to Elden Ring. Come on. Oh yeah, you can take these out with a hook shot. Forgot. But yeah, I really want to play Elden Ring. I'm probably gonna get it soon at some point. I'm just gonna buy it and get into it. That is a game I really want to finish before Tears of the Kingdom comes out as well. That would be dope, actually. Seeing you stream it. I mean, it could probably be done in one stream. I mean, it's 3 hours or so. I don't know how long it takes you for the original. Isn't it? I forgot how this dungeon works. It really makes me appreciate everything Demon's Souls was trying to do. And if the remake is actually faithful to it most of the time. I just really want more Souls games at this point. At this point, I'm quickly running out of Souls games, and I don't want it to end for some weird reason, because I've been at it for, how long was it? I think I started in November or something, like 4 or 5 months into the series, and I really don't want it to end. But yeah, after I finish all of the Souls games, my highest priority is actually doing some of the content I missed so far. I think one of them is enterable. Because I missed the Dark Souls 2 DLC bosses, some of them. I really want to do that. And I want to do the Demon of Hatred in Sekiro. I didn't actually finish that. And do some of the other endings in Sekiro. But I also don't know if I'll be replaying them over and over. I think I'm going to be replaying my favorites over and over. Like Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 2, maybe Demon Souls if it becomes one of my favorites. That seems a game that you can replay over and over. This should be the boss, right? Dark Souls 3 is definitely a replay in the making. Might even be streamable. Wow, not even 50 minutes. And we've already done 2 dungeons in Zelda A Link to the Past. We might make it further than I initially thought on this stream. I also thought about speedrunning some stuff, but not sure if I can do it even. Like, if I would speedrun a game, I would probably speedrun La Mulana or something. Generally, for now, I just enjoy streaming. Having actually people watch me play a game. And also having the game played basically online on my channel for people to watch. So that I know which ones I've actually played and preserved. And yeah. That's it for now with the second dungeon. I will take a short break. And then we will return with the third dungeon and see how far we can go. But first off, I need a short stream break. And we will continue after that. Let me just check. Here we go. Let's go on a short break. I am back from the break. I hope you've been enjoying the La Mulana music. I had to feed my cat because he was shouting, screaming at my door. Like, why isn't there food in my bowl yet? It's usually his feeding time. So yeah. Back we are on a stream where we play Zelda, but we talk about different games in the Souls series. So yeah. Let's get back to Zelda and to Dark Souls. I mean, they both are pretty linked, in my opinion. Zelda and Dark Souls. I still really want to see a Souls-style Zelda game. That would be wild. So yeah. We beat the second dungeon, we are moving on to the third. We're already pretty far into the game, to be honest. I think if we stream 2 more hours, we might make it to almost the end. We might even make it to Turtle Rock or something like that. So yeah, first off, third dungeon, then fourth, then fifth. I really would love to stream some PS5 games at one point. I'm mostly occupied with my Zelda streams at the moment, so it's not going to happen soon. But it probably will happen at some point. I really haven't streamed for my PS5 yet, for some weird reason. I've been playing games on it for a long time. But yeah, Demon Souls would be a valuable candidate to play. But yeah, that has passed. I won't probably play it on stream. I'm not sure if my first go at a Souls game will be on stream, to be honest. I find it really hard to stream those games for some reason. I tried with Sekiro, but that was something I really wanted to play on my own. The problem is, if I play a Souls game, I don't have enough self-control to just leave it be when I'm off stream. Like, if I want to play a Souls game, I'm going to play a Souls game, and that's it. Let's just, first off, get over here. I don't even know what this building was over here. Okay. We don't need this guy. But what we do need is getting a magic mirror. I'm not even sure what kind of games to stream, to be honest. I've since I got my PS5, I've been playing a huge variety of games. But it's really hard to choose a game to stream. I started with Zelda because I love the I love all of the Zelda games and I usually enjoy playing them. And I usually do this in a marathon setting anyway, so I play all of them on my own time. From start to finish. And I thought it might be a fun idea to stream them. It has a double effect that I have a archive of me doing a Zelda marathon. Which I didn't have before, it was more of a I did it by myself thing. But yeah, having a stream archive of all of the Zelda games might be fun. Especially if I cut them into videos, like having a full playlist of all Zelda games. That seems like a good idea. But also I might be looking into a second stream game that we can stream alongside Zelda. Because it might get boring for people to just watch Zelda over and over again. There's still some time. We are finishing at least the 2D games don't really take that much time. I think the longest is probably the Minish Cap. We need to go to Dungeon 3, right? Dungeon 3 is going to be difficult. It's always a dungeon I've been struggling with a lot. So that's going to be a huge challenge. But let's get to Dungeon 3. Dungeon 3 is a difficult beast. You need to really know where to go with it. Come on. What am I doing? Also, the difficulty ramps up here a little bit. Definitely. Come on. We're going to have some issues with this. But yeah, we need to finish Dungeon 3 before we start Dungeon 5. I usually love doing Dungeon 5 early as possible, because you get an item that's really, really good. Not even sure where I need to be right now. Oh, come on. Seriously? We have so much money. Let me just check, double check. I think we need to go to the other entrance to get to the dungeon. Which means we wasted a lot of time And hearts. Let's try to get that fairy. Please? Fairy? Come down here. Here we go. I still really love streaming as a whole. The problem is getting an audience with just starting to stream is really difficult. Probably need to build an audience first and then start streaming. Probably only works if you are really, really entertaining, which I probably am not. I don't really like streamers that much that basically shout and do all the crazy stuff. That act like they are a crazy person. I'm really not into that much. I get the appeal. They are pretty entertaining. But I personally am not that person. I'm more of a... I don't know, I'll show you... I calmly talk about stuff while I play games person. So yeah, let's get as far as we can with this game. I'm still unsure. This dungeon is really, really difficult for me to remember everything. I think this leads, yeah, this leads to a treasure chest. Where did we get the dungeon item? This dungeon is mostly difficult for me, but we will manage. I think the most difficult thing about this dungeon is the boss, to be honest. Also, once I have a community, I would love to get back into streaming development and programming. Because that still seems like a really fun idea to do, like, programming and all of this while I stream. I mean, it's what I do at work. And I'm actually glad I work in this industry because I really, really love my work. I wouldn't want to do any other job, to be honest. And combining that with another thing that I love would be really fun. Here we go. I don't even know where to start with this. This dungeon still confuses me to this day. A little bit. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. While I wasn't looking? Really? Really, game? Let's get our fairy back. I'm actually glad that we get a lot of fairies here. Because I keep screwing up. again. Huh? Weird. Does it change the... Oh yeah, it changes the holes in this room. So we go through it. Isn't there at least something here? I don't remember. Why is this room here? Does confuse me a little bit. As I said, this dungeon really confuses me. So... I think there should be another entrance or something. It's just... Embrace the craziness of the dungeon a little bit. As we search for the right path. Come on. This dungeon. You already get the big key, so that's something to write home about. I think I only know the dungeon layout roughly, not fully. But we will probably be able to beat the dungeon. Hopefully. I think, isn't there something here? Oh, just magic. Okay. But we can get the dungeon item now. I'm still thinking I'm missing something in this dungeon. Still think there's something that I'm missing. A section that I'm missing that we might be regretting later on. But first, let's get the dungeon item. Yeah, here we go. You can go down from here, but I don't know if there's anything in these doors that we need or if we can just skip these. That's the question now, because we have the fire rod now. We should be able to go to the boss, but I don't know if there's a key that we're missing or something. This dungeon is really, really great. I still like this dungeon. It's just that it's really, really difficult to know where you are. go. Fuck. Yeah, but we have 3 fairies. We should be able to handle everything that the dungeon throws at us. So yeah, this basically opens up the path towards the dungeon boss. Yeah, to get there we need the fire rod. I'm not sure where to go first. I think up here, there's a dead end. Okay. We got on first. Let me just search for the right path. This game was really innovative. Innovative? When it came out. There's a ton of puzzles here that I would still say are the best of the best in Zelda. Here we go. And let's take the key. And kill these guys quickly. Come on. Here we go. We're making really good progress today. This was the last dungeon I wanted to stream today. And we're already at the end. So we'll keep doing more dungeons until we are done with the game. I'm probably quicker playing games on stream because I actually just play the game. Usually when I play games, I usually love to sit around, watch something else in the meantime and stuff like that. It takes me longer playing games than on stream. They really wanted to have magic here, right? Go away, hand. Here we go, and here we go. Oh, I hate these things. Make it turn into a bunny. I think it's a scared little bunny. I really hope they have some spare magic left somewhere. Because we're running on half and that's not good for the boss. Really? Why would I need arrows? It's not good. But now we fight the boss. Dungeon boss. So yeah, we're basically damaging it with the fire rod as much as we can, because that does most of the damage. And then we attack it with our sword. But everything, it hurts so much, it slows down, and this boss is rough. This boss is really rough. And I hope we can do it with the next two. Here we go. Yeah, if you have enough magic, if you can take a green potion with you, if you're struggling, take a green potion with you and just use the fire rod over and over until it's done. Because it's the easiest way to approach this fight. It's pure chaos. So that dungeon is done. We are making really, really good progress. 1.5 hours, 3 dungeons. 30 minutes per dungeon? Yeah. If we continue at that pace, we will be able to beat the next 3 dungeons pretty quickly. Good. Really, really good. Here we go. We need to collect summer fairies. But yeah, we will be able to do the 4th dungeon pretty quickly. The 4th dungeon also gives us a lot of opportunities for stuff in the overworld. We might as well pick that up. Come on. Really? But yeah, getting out of the Lost Woods is not really easy. You need to go through the dungeon again. For a bit. But yeah, we're making really, really good progress on Dungeon 3. We probably will do, next week, we will do a cleanup stream. Cleaning up everything in the overworld that we can get. And then move on to the final boss. Final dungeon or something. Depending on how far we can get, we maybe can... I think at least a 3rd stream would be fine, if not even a 4th stream. I think we should give this game some justice. This game is so good that I don't mind streaming as much. But yeah, the Zelda games will get longer as time progresses, which worries me a lot, because we don't have as much time until Tears of the Kingdom drops, actually. Also, I might stop progressively numbering the streams because it might turn people off who just want to tune in. How many fairies do I have? 1. It's not really good. Not really bad either. Let's just go into the next dungeon for now. We might get some fairies in here. I've never found this dungeon to be ultra hard, or the boss to be ultra hard, but the boss still packs quite a number of damage. I really, really love what they did with the A Link Between Worlds dungeon. That's set in Kakariko, which is basically an offshoot of this dungeon. but somehow it's better. It's a really cool idea they did with that game. Like, this is the type of game we actually need in the Zelda universe. Except we're getting a sequel to Breath of the Wild. I want them to do more of these games, to be honest. It's just fun. Oh, I'm a bunny. Okay. I'm just skipping a lot of stuff here to get to this treasure chest with a big key. Oh, come on. Yeah, these are pretty annoying. Because you can't see, you really can't see them. Oh. Let's open as much as we can. Fairy might still be a good idea getting one. Somewhere. Probably. Isn't there even a fairy fountain in this dungeon? I don't remember the upper part of this dungeon very much. So that might be an issue. I think we already did most of the stuff we need to do in this section of the dungeon. I will go up here, check out the upper part of this area, but I think we're basically done with this section of the dungeon with the big key. Getting the big key. We can... Come on. Here we go. Let's take the bombs. Also something that might be cool someday would be co-streaming with someone. But yeah, I probably need to gather a little bit of a following here. I'm pretty open to most of everything that streaming entails, because I generally love playing games while someone watches. Also, I love really talking a lot of the times. I don't know why, but I generally love just talking with people or just alone when I'm alone. Or talking to my cat. Which makes me predestined to be a streamer a little bit. I just love the feeling of talking to other people. But I don't really have it that much in my life. Usually I'm mostly working from home and not really socializing a lot. Oh yeah, I'm also really not entertaining that much. But yeah, I talk to myself a lot sometimes. which is basically what I'm doing now, but I play a video game. I mean, it's pretty weird, but I still love the feeling of streaming. Here we go. I would definitely watch a stream of yours. The only real issue is now getting an audience, but I think that's manageable. What's this again? Oh. No, I'm out of here. Makes sense. I get that. Maybe I just love talking. Just love talking to myself too much. I don't know. I find it weird. I think it's a weird thing to do, to talk to yourself a lot, but I find it easier to gather my thoughts that way. Like, usually when I'm sitting at home programming, I talk a lot because it's the way my brain handles my thoughts. It helps me process my thoughts better. So yeah, wanted to stream for a while, but I never really did it for some reason. Wait a second, there should be the dungeon item around the corner. Wait, I can actually lift these? Yeah, it's a weird way my brain processes everything. But I think most streamers are like that. I think. Did I get the better gloves yet? Like, most streamers usually love talking to themselves. I think that's a weird character trait that they have. Huh. I'm missing something. Fuck. Was there something in here? No. Okay, now it's time to look at my map. How was it? I think it was X. Up here, there's a room I haven't explored yet, I think. I might try out some YouTube stuff. I'm not really good at writing though, so not sure how good at writing a script I would be. This is the boss room. Like, I'm terrible at writing. So, yeah. Maybe I should just record. Have a recorder where I record my thoughts. Or text to speech or something like that. I think from what I've seen from your video, you're pretty decent at writing. Oh, come on. I think I'm going to die in this dungeon. Did I miss something in the beginning or something? I should have another key that I'm not having right now. But yeah, I'm a terrible writer, so... Writing's not my fortitude. I never have been good at writing. I've basically been coasting by in school. In writing classes and stuff. It's just not really something I enjoy. But with YouTube videos, if you produce videos, I think writing is pretty important. There's a chest over here. I mean, if it's something you enjoy doing, it's probably easier. I would love to make a video about La Mulana. But the problem is, La Mulana really doesn't. The thing is, I'm playing weird stuff. Most of the things I love most are weird stuff that most people don't really watch. Like La Mulana is not really a watched game, really. Like, if you look La Mulana up on YouTube, you have basically no one even playing the game. Same thing with stuff like Live Alive and stuff. That is a game I thoroughly enjoyed. Not sure, but I think since the Nier series took a little bit off, I think a lot of people are more interested in that sort of game. Like, I'd imagine a lot of people haven't even played Dragon God 3, but are just watching a video because it's adjacent to Nier and they're interested in it or something. But yeah, La Mulana is a really, really niche title, and it's a good game. It's a really, really good game. But yeah, it doesn't really gather a huge audience. Let me just check. I need to get more fairies and stuff. Yeah, that's basically what I'm doing right now, is I do what I enjoy. I stream games. Here we go. The magic powder is pretty important. you definitely could pull off a Pikmin video. I think it's not that. I think it's not that hard as Dark Souls because there's not so much lore about it. I think there's not so much writing, and it doesn't need to be really long like the Dark Souls video. Oh, come on. I still need to play Pikmin 1 and 2 before it comes out. Pikmin 4. But time is so short. I'm actually glad Nintendo did a little bit slow down on the release schedule because I can't play all the games they are making. Yeah, I think that would be a pretty... I think Xenoblade 3 would be easier to write for, I guess. Because it's a story-driven game, there's a lot of points you can take. Like, you can analyze the story, you know, analyze the themes, go a little bit deeper into what makes the game, some stuff people might have missed and stuff like that in the game. That's why there's a lot of, in the Xenoblade community, there are some people who theorize a lot about these games because they might notice some things they've missed. Problem is, if I would do a Xenoblade 3 video, I would go full goblin mode on Xenosaga 3, so... It might be a good first video. Xenoblade is still on a lot of people's minds. I just love Xenosaga 3 so much. It's... I think you're a good enough writer, I think. I've seen a lot of the Xenoblade theories out there, and they are all not very well written, to be honest. Most of the videos. Most of them are just, you know, random thoughts they had and they made a video out of it. I think there's still enough space in Xenoblade 3. Problem is, I would have to replay Xenoblade 3 while I write a script for it. So that's a huge issue because the game is extremely long. Oh wow. I would make a huge comparison to Xenosaga 3 at that point. Like how Xenoblade 3 and Xenosaga 3's story elements overlap. I have seen a pretty good video about that actually. I don't remember who it was. Was it Luxon or someone who made a comparison of the lyrics of the ending theme from Xenosaga 3 and compared it to the story elements of Xenoblade 3 because they both overlap pretty heavily. Like Xenosaga Episode 3 has a lot of overlap in terms of key elements and key themes with Xenoblade 3. It's actually crazy how much overlap there is, like... And yeah, I love theorizing about those games. There's so much going on, but you can't really make a video without spoiling most of it. and I would go heavily into spoiler territory for Xenosaga 3. That game is my favorite Xeno game in existence, still, to this day. No contest, actually. Like, I love Xenoblade 2, but doesn't come close. Doesn't really come close. And the weird thing is, I played Xenosaga 3 after I finished Xenoblade 2. And I still like it more. Such a great game. I don't know how they've done it, but I think they've achieved perfection in that game. The only problem I have with Xenosaga is how unavailable the games are at this moment. Sadly. They are stuck on PlayStation 2. But yeah, it's actually Xenosaga 3 is where they hit their stride in terms of Xenosaga games, in my opinion. It's where the character writing was always really good. The characters were really good. But in Xenosaga 1 and Xenosaga 2, the characters were always good, but the character writing wasn't there on point where we expected to be. And they have achieved that with Xenosaga Episode 3, where even the character writing is as good. Yeah, in retrospect, I generally like Xenoblade 1 less. I have to say. Like, if you look at it, it's a really, really great game. It's really, really good. A lot of people got introduced to Xenoblade through it. And yeah, it's a really, really great game. But the better the following games are, the more I see the flaws in the first game. If that makes sense. Like, there's definitely flaws. I think the character writing is a little bit off from time to time. The story is a little bit too heavily foreshadowed for my taste. Like, they completely... The thing is, they completely spoil the entire story throughout the game. If you look back at it, I feel like an idiot for the first time when I played it, like, not realizing what was going on. The foreshadowing wasn't really good. Like, I mean, that's something you only notice in retrospect. But yeah, I love all of the Xenoblade games because even though we argue a lot about which game is better, I think sometimes we should just appreciate how good all of them are in terms of JRPG content in general. Like, how good all of them are. I still think it's a little too obvious. But yeah, in retrospect, it's way easier to tell. I don't know if I would like it if I played it for the first time as much. But yeah, it probably was different because there was really not a game like this around. Also, yeah, the original was... No, I played the first one way before the second one. I played the original back when it came for the first time into Europe. Pretty close after release, actually. So I've been pretty much a Xenoblade fan from day one. I mean, if I played it now after 2 and 3, I probably wouldn't like it as much. But yeah, all of them are just so good. So far apart from general JRPG stuff we get. Yeah, that's the idea I got. I actually dropped my playthrough of the Definitive Edition. I replayed the Definitive Edition after way later, and I dropped it, I think, after the Mechanis. After you get back from Mechanis. That's where I dropped it. That's where, for me, the least interesting part of Xenoblade 1 is. Like, the next area after that is basically Bionis Interior, which is really not that great. And then you have the final dungeon, which is okay, but still not that great. I think there's a lot of holes in the game where I think quality-wise is not that great. If I'm honest. Like, the main story beats are okay, the reveals are really great. Some of the areas are really cool, like Mechanis Interior is really cool, but is a little bit too long in my opinion. And there's so much stuff in between that really doesn't matter. Like, huge holes of nothingness between the awesome stuff, I find. Like, for example, I like the beginning of Colony 9 and stuff, and then you go out of Colony 9 after everything, after all the awesome stuff happens, and then you have basically a huge waste of nothing. Like, yeah, Gar Plains for the first time was pretty cool, but it's really just an empty plane of nothing. And then you have basically the worst story beats of the series, I would think, with Colony 6. I think it's not bad, but it's not really that engaging. I think from Colony 6, most people remember is when Dunban runs off that huge cliff. I think that's a cutscene most people remember from Colony 6, but they don't really remember the rest. the tediousness. Like, it's great moments interspersed with these huge empty moments that don't really matter that much in the long run. And yeah, the ending is... I wouldn't say it drops the ball that hard. Sansa is just really not that of an interesting villain, in retrospect. I love the reveal and everything. But after that, he's basically... he's almost comically evil. You know what I mean? But I'm pretty excited for the DLC. I actually need to get back into playing Xenoblade 3 because I need to finish off the side content and get into the DLC stuff that I missed. Sansa is the worst part about Xenoblade 1, and definitely. Especially with how they handled Klaus in Xenoblade 2. Like, Xenoblade 2 makes him more interesting in retrospect as a thing. I'm still waiting out for the Xenoblade game that plays in the age of Sansa, of Klaus. Where we basically are part of all of the world of Sansa. All rest is basically before it became what it was. And that would be a dope Xenoblade game. Basically a Xenoblade game in a modern world that plays out the storyline of... it could be, you know, a unrelated number, like a Xenoblade 4 or so. And it's basically, it plays in a modern world and has nothing to do with the other Xenoblade games. And then at the end you reveal that it was basically the world that Klaus destroyed the entire time. That is something I would love to see Takahashi pull off. I think there's still a lot of spaces for Xenoblade to fill in stories. Yeah, I mean, basically before Klaus destroyed it, the world. I mean, Allrest is basically what makes up the entire Cloud Sea and stuff, which we access after Xenoblade 2 ends, which we get access to the original world. I'd just love to have a Xenoblade game play in the age where Klaus was. Basically this huge modernized city that the war starts happening and then Klaus destroys it at the end. That would be a fun spin-off or something. There is so much space for interesting stories in the Xenoblade series. Can I come back now? Here we go. Yes, more Xenoblade. Definitely agreed. Problem is, games take time to develop, so we probably won't see another Xenoblade games for quite some time. In 5 years or so. Sadly. But yeah, the next one will definitely come out on the system that is the Switch successor. I also want the remake of X, so that's a thing. I really, really want to get into Xenoblade X, but I can't. That game has... If you ever thought a Xenoblade game has bad pacing, that one has bad pacing. Definitely. But yeah, a remake would go a long way into preserving that game. Also, I'm pretty excited about the DLC coming out. I mean, it looks like we will be able to play as Shulk and Rex, which would be a pretty dope gameplay thing. Like, just imagine playing as Giga Chad Rex. I think Xenoblade 3 has actually established Rex as my favorite protagonist, to be honest. And he's not even in that game. I think a lot of people misunderstood Rex when Xenoblade 2 came out. Like, the whole point of the story is watching Rex grow. I think Xenoblade 2 gets way too much hate in general. I mean, it's mostly people just looking at the surface. People just look at Xenoblade 2 on the surface level and think, yeah, that's not a great game. But yeah, it still has some of my favorite characters. I really want to see what their idea with Rex in the DLC is going to be. Like, in the story, he's basically just probably one of the most powerful people. I would argue even stronger than Shulk, actually. Like, he seems way more buff than he was in the original. And he has 2 Aegis swords instead of 1. And dual wields them like great swords. Like, Rex does the dual wielding great swords thing. Still excited for that. We generally need more great games, to be honest. Like, a lot of games that came out recently have been disappointing, to say the least. Like, a lot of mediocre stuff. I also think Nintendo is holding off for now. I think Breath of the Wild will be one of the last big games. Tears of the Kingdom, I mean, will be one of the last big games. All right, see ya. I think we'll do the next dungeon and then I'm going to quit as well for today. I don't think I will stream tomorrow. I kind of want my Sunday to be free, but maybe Monday. I don't know. Streaming is hard. Takes a little bit of dedication. Yeah, we've been live for 2 hours and 15 minutes. We probably will be able to do the next dungeon. And then we will quit the stream for today. Let me live out the rest of my evening. So yeah, we will need the fire rod for these guys in this dungeon. This dungeon is always really difficult for me because there's so many layers to it. But we probably will be able to manage it pretty nice. The dungeon item is really important and good, I find. For the rest of the game, it makes the rest of the game easier. So we just have to find this and then move on to the boss. This dungeon is always really difficult to navigate. It's basically an ice dungeon, but worse. I also might take some time tomorrow to cut down Zelda 1 and Zelda 2. Zelda 2 is going to be an issue because that's really long. Second stream was like 3 hours or so. But I really, really want to cut them down. Maybe do some highlights. Maybe some shorts. That might help in the algorithm. But yeah, I'm really trying to build this community because it's fun. It's really, really fun, I find. And it's something else. Like, I've never considered streaming games before, but it's really cool. And yeah, I also want to make my streams better in the long run, sometimes. And that would require me to get a little bit of following to even justify that. Today I'm talking a little bit too much about numbers, I guess. But yeah. It's something that's been on my mind. The problem is streaming takes some time, and it's always not easy to justify spending that time. Like, it takes me 3 hours for the day to stream this game today. And yeah, it's 3 hours that I could spend somewhere else with my wife or something. You know how it is? So I have to justify it somehow. But yeah, we will, on the long run, get more people in, make some more guided content. I'd also love to engage with some streamers sometime, but I need to gather a little bit of a following first, probably. There's some streamers that I really, really like and regularly watch. That would be fine. That would be really cool to interact with. But yeah, I'm not that long in the game, to be honest. But I'm actually glad I finally found the courage to stream. It took me a little bit of courage to finally go into that pathway. Oh, come on. Like, it's not easy to go into this sort of thing because you're basically publicly talking to people. I'm so lost. I'm actually so lost in this dungeon. I found a key. This might be the first dungeon where we actually struggle a little bit. Because this dungeon is extremely complicated. It has several levels that you need to go through. don't even know where I'm supposed to be going right now. Wait a second. We can go to the left here. Ah, this unlocks this. Okay. We still haven't found the big key, which concerns me a little bit because we already found the treasure chest. We usually find them together. Some way. Or find the big key before. But yeah. Also something I keep noticing is that it forces you to do dungeons in certain orders sometimes. Like this. But yeah, this marathon has been really, really fun so far. I think we're doing fine. I think streaming is most enjoyable if you have people to talk to. Like Blackhawk, which really, really made my day today. That was fun, talking about Dark Souls, talking about that we have the big key. Talking about other games, Xenoblade, a lot of the other stuff we both enjoy. It's always fun talking about stuff you enjoy. We need to use bombs here again. Now that we have the big key, we need to... I think you can actually skip the dungeon item, but we don't want to because it's really important. Let's go. Down again. Now, isn't this a big ball of fun? Go. I think if we follow this path, we might take... Oh. It's hard to know where to go in this dungeon. This dungeon is probably going to test our courage. Fuck. First fairy down. This dungeon isn't really that difficult. How many do we have? One. We have one left. Hopefully that's enough to finish this dungeon. It's fairly difficult. Come on. Come on. This is one of the worst entrances in this entire game. Come on. Come on, we can make it. Come on. Come on. Here we go. And I think let's take the fire rod out. Kill you. And you. Oh, there's a bombs. don't think the boss was that hard, so we should be in the clear there. I think you can blow up one of these tiles. There we go. To get the dungeon item, which is the blue tunic. This halves the damage we take. So basically, all of this time we have been taking 2 hearts of damage from every monster hit, from every enemy hit. We have been taking 2 hearts of damage, which is a lot for this game. I'm already dying again. I can't believe it. Come on, that was cheap. So yeah. We need the magic powder. Come on. Come here. Here we go. Good. And we can get even more fairies. I knew there was a way to get fairies. Here. Problem is, we can't really get some. Because we are stuck. There's a keyhole here. That sucks. Because we can't really go there. We need to hit the blue things to get a fairy. We need to hit the blue things to get here. We are going to get another fairy from this guy. Here we go. We'll take every fairy we can get. But yeah, we need to lower the thing to the blues, the blocks to the... We need to lower the blue blocks and get to here somehow. So yeah. And I've seen only one switch in the entire dungeon, which is problematic. Let's just lay back a bit and make ourselves comfortable while we're at it. So in worst case scenario, we need to go through this dungeon a 3rd time. This entire thing. Because I missed something on the 2nd time, I think. I think you can lower the red ones and then get back to this place. I think that's possible. So... I don't really remember much. I don't really remember where this got me. Ah, it's here, okay. Okay. It's not really that easy to gauge where to go from here. Isn't this where we came from? Yes, this is where we came from. This is where we came down from, so this is where we need to go back to. But also this way. Come on. Yeah, I think we need to go through the dungeon a third time. The entire crux of the dungeon is there's only one switch that lets you lower these blocks, and it's at the top, and you need to set it to... You need to actually go through it 2 times to set it to the right one and then return down below. But since we already did a second try, we go. I think it's this one. But yeah, we need to lower this and then not go through that. And need to get down somehow. That's an issue, right? This is the only way down now. And you can't get there, right? Wait a second. I don't even know how we did this. Can we cheat the system somehow? Can't really cheat the system, huh? Can cheat the system. That is probably not the intended way to do that. We did it anyway. So, yeah. At this point, I don't even know what the intended way would be to do that. Is there a second switch somewhere? Probably. Because you can't really act... There it is. Okay. I'm stupid. Wait a second. We need to hit this in order to get through this. I need to hit this switch in order to get through this thing. That seems weird to me. And we're back at square one. We are back to square one. sadly. That's concerning. There should be another switch here somewhere. Might not have looked hard enough for it. There isn't one in this room. Right? This will take a while. There's also not a key here. We either need a key or we need a switch. One of those two. Let's go over here. Either a key or a switch. Is there a switch to the left of this? This room? Because that's something we didn't explore yet. No. That's concerning. There needs to be a way of circling around. I don't get it. There needs to be some weird way of circling around everything. Go through here. We get to here. Problem is we can't really cheat our way through here. Sadly. It's just too big. I'm still unsure how to do this. This is where the game will defeat me. I know what the puzzle is, but it's not really working out for me. If we can't figure it out in the next 15 minutes, we will suspend the stream. And do it next time. When I hopefully know where I'm going with this. There's not really a room where I can press a switch and I can't press the switch and go back down immediately. That's not possible. Like, there's no way you can make a permanent return path. I'm struggling to think of the solution here. Either that or we're missing a key. But I wouldn't know where that key would be. Like, this is the room we can't return from. Let me just check my map. Let's see if we can find anything on here. That's a dungeon entrance. But they really don't show any keys, right? Okay, two fairies. I really can't imagine where to go from here. This room isn't really made for that. This room doesn't hold anything. I think I missed a key somewhere, but I can't for the life of me find it. Come on. Stop annoying me, game. This has to go immediately as planned. Like, this one I can't really predict to be different. Maybe it's just a room that a bombable room that I missed or something. Can I really not bomb this one? Can I bomb this now? Nope. I'm exploring all of my options here. Just want to go through this as quickly as possible. Don't touch this thing. Definitely. Come on. Really? Missing a key. Either a key or a room that we haven't been to. Have we been to the right from here? I think we have. Oh my fucking Jesus Christ. Fuck you, game. Fuck you. I did not take this key with me. I'm so stupid. So fucking stupid. Now let's go downwards. All the way back down. Where we were. Here we go. Let's take this ferry with us. Go into this room, go back down. Fuck you. I'm so angry. This should never have been this hard. If I found the key, I would be through this dungeon already. I always thought you have to solve the dungeon again from top to bottom. But yeah, they just give you the switch right here. I always thought you had to go through a second time through the dungeon to get everything. But you only have to do it for the tunic. You can solve this dungeon the first time you go through. Unless you want the tunic. Fuck you. I'm jumping down. So yeah, we should go. Yep. Can get more fairies. Here we go. We have full health and full Harry's. Berries. Alright now. So yeah, that was the point of these two holes here. What we need to do is throw one of these blocks down, jump right after, and realize it's the false one. We probably need one of the left ones, if I'm guessing right. Okay, game. You got me. You got me. I'll play along. This dungeon is really cool designed. I find it cool design. I'm just too confused to play it. To play it really. So yeah, we need to go left here. floors. Here we go. Hit the switch. And go into this room. Jump down. Take this block. And yeah, we are gold. Now we just put this block on the switch and we can go through. Yeah, after this dungeon we definitely need to take a break from streaming today. I think 3 hours is enough. Push these out of the way. Come on. And this should lead us directly to the boss, I think. Yup. It actually requires a lot of magic to get into this. To get through the first phase. This boss. Wouldn't really call it a phase, it's just stationary and throws a little bit of stuff at you. But this boss is really easy, as you can see. We might even do it before the 3 hour mark. That would be cool. Yeah, come on. Take those hits. Here we go. We defeated the boss of the 5th dungeon. We did 5 dungeons today, ladies and gentlemen. That was a good stream today. I hope it comes out okay in the footage. Because I think it might be the video capture that's stuttering. Or it's just OBS that's stuttering. But it's stuttering a little bit. Here we are. So, we are going to end it here today. We saved and quit, and we end this today with one of my favorite pieces of music from La Mulana 2. Here we go. Thanks everyone for watching. If you watch this, please consider liking, subscribing, do all of the good stuff. Like, subscribe, follow, whatever you want to do. Try to tune in next time if you like the stream. And I will see you in the next stream. Goodbye, everyone.